Hello and welcome to my Out of the Park Baseball 25 playthrough with the Portland Ivy. As you can kind of see here, I didn't do any realignment or anything. I just added them to the AL West. Eventually I'll do realignment, but for this first season, I think it'll just make most sense to stick with the division we got already. I don't like changing the divisions too much because then you got like the Yankee. I mean, you can keep most of the teams in the same like same league, but some of the times it just doesn't make sense for them to be in the same division. The other team is the Indianapolis Red Aces. It was just the team that was automatically generated, but I did handpick the Portland Ivy logo. I do like the Portland Ivy logo. Well, it's just the Ivy logo, and then I decided what team makes sense. Pick a state with a lot of greenery. Um, so Oregon, that kind of fit the bill there. Some of the After I finish setting this up while I'm talking, I will talk about some game settings that I'm playing with. I I use pretty, I don't want to say weird, but some pretty abnormal game settings. So I don't play with overall or potential ratings. Um, it'll just you'll see what I mean when I say that. Like if I look at another team, oops, if I go to the Portland Ivy and I go to the Red Sox, see how there's no potential overall or potential ratings here for Eddie Alvarez. It just makes things a little bit harder. In terms of identifying talent, you can't just look at a player and say, oh, he has 60 potential, this guy's 30 potential, he's better. Obviously, if you click on their profile, you're going to see who's better, or really if they're any different. Um, but yeah, that's a game setting I like playing with. Show ratings above max, yes, obviously. You want that. I don't show BABIP, like I don't show the new ratings for potential BABIP, just because it clutters up too much, it takes up too much of the screen. Like, it makes it so you can't see all the pitchers pitches if they have more than like two or three. So I don't like that. No coach creation impact and autosave is once a month. Those are pretty self-explanatory. I show player personality ratings. Everybody takes that on. It's just the way the game is played, or the way the game is played if you like not having selfish players on your team. Batter aging speed and pitcher aging speed are down from 1.000 to 0.925. It just makes players play longer. I like seeing people break records. And then talent change fairness is up to 105. All players have pictures, no reputation system or hard mode trading. Trade deadline day time limit per round is at none. The ratings weight is at 40. Current year stats weight is at 50, and then previous year stats weight is at 10, and then 2 years ago stats weight is at 0. Nobody's really worried about what a player did 2 years ago, anyways. So rules, modified extra innings, and allowed ties are off. This is really where I changed a bunch of stuff. 10-5 rule I'm going to turn off. It's pretty simple. I don't like playing with it. It's if you have a player who's with your team for 10 years and then they're on the last 3 years of a bad deal, but you can get off of it, and then they're like, wait, I don't want to leave. That's stupid, in my opinion. I understand why the MLBPA allows it, because a selling team isn't gonna, like, they're gonna trade a bad or a good player to a bad team just to save money. It's not good for the player. Draft pick trading is off. I might turn it on later, but it's just way too easy to trade for a bunch of draft picks. AI trading frequency is at low. And then the amateur draft is from 20 to 35 rounds. Generate players for 45 rounds instead of 30. And then I did signing bonus negotiations are obviously turned on, and I made that from 5 rounds. You know how you usually sign players, like you go to the screen that'll be right here, and you're like, okay, I'll sign my players. I did that from 5 rounds to 35. Obviously, when you draft a player in real life, you don't just say, oh, he's on my team now. You gotta negotiate with the guy to see if he wants to sign. That'll make a bunch of high school players go to college instead of just being one and done players. They won't just go out of high school. Not every player in every draft is coming out of high school, obviously. In this game, when you get to the latter years, a lot of the players are in high school. A lot of the draft players are in high school. There might be a few that are in college, especially if you get into like season 1, 2, and 3. The players are mostly going to be college players. But after that, it's usually like 60% high school players, if I were to guess. So this is going to mean that the teams that are spending a lot of money on players won't be able to sign all the draft picks, which is the way it is in real life. And a lot of those players will have to go to college, and forge their way to the majors that way. And they'll get a bunch of development. They'll get a bunch of random development, which will make the drafts more fun. It'll be like, oh, this guy didn't get drafted. It's like in real life where a guy didn't get drafted in the it got drafted in the 30th round or so, and then they were like, wait, I'm better than this. I'm gonna go to college and prove it and get more money. So that makes it a lot more fun getting a guy who was drafted previously and then drafting him in like the first round. And you're like, wait, this guy bet on himself and he won. Options, I just changed these to the correct names. That's the only thing I did here. Financials, 1 to 2% inflation instead of 0 to 2%. And then players, a lot of international amateur free agents because you're not just gonna have 128 guys. I'm trying to make it like as realistic as possible, make the game as like international as possible. It's the way it's going nowadays. And the international scouting discoveries are a lot at 64. This is a lot. Like it's way too much. But a lot of these guys will peter out. They won't become the best players in baseball just because they were the number one prospect when they were 16. I don't like how the game calculates prospects when they're 16. They shouldn't all have 80 potential, 85 power potential, 85 stuff potential. It should be more like 60, 65 if they're elite, and then they'll develop over time. But obviously that's hard to make it like that. And then international established free agents and independent free agents are off because I have the KBO, the Honkball, Hoofdklasse, the British National Baseball League, and the Indie Leagues turned on. Historical stats, and I haven't changed anything here. And that will be good. So now it's time to get into the expansion draft. I am the GM and the manager. I do have to sign a bunch of staff when those guys are available. Oh, they're available now. Cool. So I'm gonna. Where is he? Starts with an N. His last name starts with an N. Nakamura. Where are you? Ishiroku Nakamura. This guy is the best scout in the game. Sign him. That's my advice, is to sign these two staff members when you start a game. Just fire whoever you got and sign Rick Jameson and Ishiroku Nakamura to be your staff. That's like the number one. Before you even press continue, sign those guys. Rick Hahn's gonna be my assistant GM because he likes trading a bunch. He also prefers to draft players. And then bench coach. The best bench coach for like relationships and stuff is Craig Driver. I've noticed so far in my few playthroughs that I've done. And then for pitching, I'm really looking for like, where's Bryce Bentz? Bryce Bentz is pretty solid. He also teaches, his pitching coach focus is ground ballers, which is something that I like to do as well. Just get a good middle infield defense, and then go to sign a bunch of, or get a bunch of ground ball pitchers, and you'll build a pretty good staff there. Okay, now I just need someone who's good at teaching stuff. Bob Henley, you can be our third base coach. And then our first base coach will be Scott Austin. Yeah. That's our major league staff. I'll do the minor league staff off camera. So now we can just get into the expansion draft. We'll take a look at the pending offers. They all like the offers. Unfortunately, they won't get here before the expansion draft. And some things I've done in the expansion draft. Settings. If we go to submit protection list, the maximum number of players protected is 24, but you're only allowed to draft players from 2 teams each, or for only. Yeah, I'm gonna do 40 players actually. That'll make it harder for us to rebuild. Can I? 40 players protected per team, and only 2 players are allowed to be picked per. Only 2 players can get picked per team, so that'll make a little bit more strategy. If you look at all players, who are they recommending us to take? Okay, Derek Hill. That's how I know it worked, because he is not usually the best guy here. Michael Chavis is usually not the best power hitter. There's Ryan Pepio here, because that's how I know it was changed. Ryan Pepio is not here. Perfect. So now we take a look. Who's the best pitcher that you want to take? If it's a reliever, I'm gonna be pissed. It's not. It's Christopher Sanchez, who I'm actually very happy taking number 1 overall. I'd prefer to not see starting pitchers. Let's see. If you were to recommend me like a shortstop, who would you recommend? It's probably gonna be. It's not who I was expecting. Okay. Let's see. Best catcher defense is gonna be Brian Serven, who we're probably gonna take eventually. Austin Barnes is here, but he's on a decent contract. Tucker Barnhart's here, but he's a terrible hitter. Julio Rodriguez could be someone we pick potentially. But first overall, I do want to take some decent starting pitching talent. I want extreme ground balls. If I go to pitching individual pitch potential, I believe I had it changed too. And I also want pitching ratings. Type ground ball fly. Cool. So I want someone who has great movement potential. It's pretty much it. I want movement potential. There we go. Movement potential, and I want extreme ground ballers. Ricky DeVito is that, but he has some terrible pitches. Shintaro Fujinami is here, but selfish personality, unfortunately. If I were to take I mean, Derek Hill's really hard to pass up on. He should have about a league average bat, but how do you turn off oh, never mind. It's just here. I need to remove these. Keep that. Make that pitching. Cool. So, if we're looking down the list, Brian DePaula is decent. Jake Latz is probably going to be my number one pitcher if he's still here. But I am going to take Derek Hill. Just a really solid player. I am liking that. So I'm going to do that. He's going to probably be our, like, I don't know where he's going to play or where he's going to bat at. Probably 5. We'll say 5 for right now. Just put him in the center field spot. Something I do like to do strategy-wise. I don't want to do opener lineups. Defensive substitutions in 7th plus inning, leading by 2 runs or more. Wait, no. Leading by 5 runs or less. Position player pinch hit starting in the 7th inning. Stealing bases and base running are going to be very aggressive. None of these are going to happen. I'm not doing any of these. Pitch around, never. An intentional walk, never. That'll just get my guys to kind of put the ball in the in the strike zone. Infield shifts and outfield shifts a ton. Shift outfield depth a little bit more. Hook starting pitchers. Hook reliever is going to be super quick. Actually, no, we'll just leave it normal because it should be pretty quick anyways. Pinch runners, pinch hit, left right batting matchups and pitching matchups. That should be pretty normal. So I do like getting. Listen. I understand sabermetrics. I love sabermetrics. I think it's a great idea. Stats like ISO, OPS plus, WRC plus, WAR. I know they're not the most sabermetric stuff. Like there are more advanced stats. Like, hold on, where is it? Edit. Oh, I guess they don't have a bunch of stuff in this game. But I really like counting stats. Counting stats are fun to me. My favorite are like saves, like stolen bases, stuff like that. But I do really like that stuff. Let's see. Damn, Antonio Senzatella is still a power pitcher. Okay. Auto draft for Indianapolis. They take Christopher Sanchez, probably who's going to be my second pitcher taken. As long as they don't take Jake Latz, I'll be happy. Blake Sabel, decent, but I'm going to take Jake Latz here. Jacob Lopez. Oh, you're side armor. One thing you'll notice about me, this is going to be on a new channel. I had a previous series with the Rockies and OOTP25, I believe. But this is going to be on a new channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more OOTP stuff this game cycle. But I am going to start off with Jake Latz here. Jake Latz hopefully makes sense given his high movement, high stuff. Hopefully he'll be our pseudo ace for this first season. And then Jacob Lopez is a decent starter, but he does have very major splits. Michael Mercado, I believe, is the same. Oh no, he's not, but he's extreme fly ball. I don't like that. If we go to like ground baller's cool. Okay, now you gotta find someone that doesn't have horrendous pitches. Okay, we'll look back at this later. Give me batters, and give me batting potential. Customize. Don't show me overall potential. That's not necessary. And then make it batting. Cool. So I would like some good infielders, some good middle infielders. David Fletcher's probably our best bet for shortstop. Unless Sergio Alcantara has a really good arm, doesn't he? Yeah, but he's still only a 55 shortstop. Let's see. Christian Cairo's good, but he's not at his potential yet. I'm gonna pick Fletcher. I know he's on a longer term deal, but we're not gonna be needing a bunch of money these first few seasons. So I am going to take that. Take him probably. If I look, there's, I mean, like Jonathan Guzman's a really good defender. Luis Vasquez is a pretty solid defender. Yordis Valdez. Kiner Falefa wouldn't be a bad shortstop. Oh, he's on a deal, isn't he? That's fine. Yeah, David Fletcher is gonna be my shortstop. Probably lead off. He's a righty, right? Yep, righty. You can lead off. David Fletcher is gonna be our starting second baseman. Our starting shortstop. They pick 2 second basemen, Romy Gonzalez and Nick Sogard. You can have them, man. In terms of second baseman, I would like someone who can hit a little bit. Like, I don't just want someone who's a liability defensively or offensively. Archimedes Gamboa is young-ish. No, I need like Jose Iglesias really is the best guy here, but okay, give me second baseman. I'm picking Eric Gonzalez to be my second baseman, and then Kiner Falefa to be my third baseman. Eden's got a great arm, but he's not as good defensively. Kiner Falefa, we're just going for straight defense with the pick. They pick Quinn Priester and David Peterson. I was going to pick David Peterson eventually. Priester is actually pretty solid. Dang, I was not looking at him. I am likely going to be playing around the ground ball stuff in this playthrough. I think it's just the best way to build a team. Let's see, what's our park is pretty average. Hard to auto calculate. Yeah, it's pretty average. Pitcher's park in terms of home runs, but some doubles and triples are going to get hit, and then average is going to be about average. Say that 10 times fast. Eric Gonzalez, you bat like 8th. Then Kiner Falefa, you can bat like 9th. Oop. 9th. No, you can bat 2nd, Kiner Falefa. Yeah, you bat 2nd. We have a bunch of righties so far. But I would like some more, I would like to pick some more pitching now. Show me the pitching view. Dylan Covey's still here. Let's see. Ground baller, Cole McDonald. You have 35 stuff. Okay. Ground baller, Ty Black. Ground ball, you have side armor. String ground baller, but you have 35 stamina. Senzatella, you're not what I'm looking for, man. Evan Fitterer. Oh, wow. Brennan Hannafy. Oh, no. Rover San Martin is good, but he's out for 4 months. I'll likely pick Adrian Hauser, but I'm not going to love it. Brad Keller, jeez. Yeah, he got I remember getting destroyed last year. You are not a starting pitcher. I'm going to pick Austin Bergner. No, I'm not. Okay. Movement. Sorry. Nabil Chrismat's here. Okay. In this game, I love Nabil Chrismat. He is a star. Obviously not a star, but he's going to put up like 2 WAR every season. Doesn't matter what park you pitch him in. He's not going to walk a lot of people. He's going to get some ground outs, and he's going to be pretty solid. Okay. That's that. Iker Wheezy. It's a good name. Okay, Jacob Lopez is worth something, but he's a side armor. I already said that, didn't I? Okay, extreme ground baller, Caleb Killian. Neutral. Cody Poteet is going to be my other guy. Another starting pitcher for us. And then they pick Taylor Walls and Luis Vasquez. That's fine. We don't need middle infielders anymore. I'm going to pick Ryan Yarbrough. He might get shelled because he doesn't throw very hard. But we're willing to take the risk. And then we're gonna pick Darren McGoffin. You know what? No, we're gonna take Ty Black. Blatch? Black? I'm not sure which one it is. I am not an expert. But Yarbrough is gonna move there to the 3 slot. It'll be our strict order. So we have 3 lefties, 2 righties, which means we can kind of go righty heavy in the bullpen, which is fine. Now we need a catcher who can catch. I'm looking for Brian Serven. They pick Jonah Bride and Dylan Tate. Dylan Tate, relief pitcher, I believe. Yeah. We're gonna pick Brian Serven here. You have 20 power potential. Jesus. Yeah, Julio Rodriguez and Brian Serven are gonna be our backstop for this season. Actually, Brian Serven, what do you hit? You hit righties. Dominus hits lefties, or hits righties. So we're gonna have them platoon. They picked Jake Junis and Eli White. Neither of whom being guys I was gonna take. So we're gonna have a platoon at catcher. Nunez batting 6th against lefties or against righties, and then Serven batting 7th against lefties. That works for me. And now we need a first baseman. I would prefer it to not be a righty. Luis Toribio has some use to him, and he's got some power as well. So I'm gonna pick Luis Toribio here. Evan Edwards is also interesting. Dixon Machado is less interesting because he doesn't have any power. Billy McKinney could be someone. Maybe in left or right. Austin Nola. No power. Yeah. David Bodie. He's still on that contract. He is. Honestly, not that bad, but I'm not going to pick him. Luis Toribio, you're going to be our first baseman and probably bat 3rd. Just because you're young, we want to get you as many at-bats as possible. That means Hill can move up to 4th probably. No, I want you batting more. So we're going to switch those 2, and then you can go down to 6. Yeah, okay. No, 5. 5 against lefties. Okay, so now we need outfielders and a DH. All batters, give me someone with a great eye and some power. Not seeing any. Okay, Zach Short is interesting. A little bit. Not like in like, oh, he's super good way, but like Rylan Bannon can do it, I guess. We'll do a platoon. Okay, so who's really good? Like, okay, batting ratings. Who's really good against lefties? Ruben Cardenas destroys lefties. Okay, then who's good against righties? Okay, who's good against righties? I'll do Patrick. Is there someone that's better? Daniel Johnson's better against righties. Okay, cool. So that'll be our platoon for DH. They can also play some outfield. Ruben Cardenas against lefties is going to be our DH. And then Daniel Johnson against the righties is going to be our DH. They can also play like a little infield or a little outfield. Johnson's a bit better than Cardenas is. Actually, they're about the same. Cardenas could honestly be a utility guy for us, but really only against lefty. So yeah, that gives us 4 more options for hitters. I would like. Okay, so I mean, we need left field, center field, or outfield, which needs to go to 1 more. I don't know. We really need an infielder now. Okay, we need someone who can like play everything. Defensive ratings, fielding ratings. Infielders who can play some outfield. Jace Bowen's going to be our utility guy. Okay, so now we need a left field, center fielder, and a right fielder. Oh no, we just need. Okay, so we can do 1 more platoon. We can do 1 more platoon. Cool. So we're gonna probably do that in left. So all left fielders. Who's better against Tony Kemp? You have no power potential. Tristan English. Okay, power versus lefty. Viscotti can be our lefty masher. Power against righties. Brad Miller can be our righty masher. Although calling him a masher is a bit of a disservice to anybody who has ever hit a baseball hard. I think Carlos Cortez a little bit more because he can actually do. And actually, no, I don't. Yeah, I guess Brad Miller. Let's see, Drew Mount. I'm trying to see, like, Willie Joe Gary Jr. is actually going to be on the bench. He's going to be our pinch runner. So, Scotty's going to be in left. And then in right, we are going to have whoever has really the best arm, I guess. Go to batting. Outfield arm. Could be Nate Eden. I don't hate that. I prefer like Cole Tucker, I guess. Like, I do really value right field defense. Someone like Daz Cameron could be decent. You know what? We'll do the Lorenzo Cedrola experiment. I feel like everybody's done it in this game. Piscotti, you're going to be in left. And then Cedrola, you're going to be in right. Cedrola can bat there and then there. You guys can switch. And then, yeah, you guys can play there and then there. Cool. Okay, so now I gotta do the lineups. Servin, Nunez. Joe Gary Jr., you're gonna be our pinch runner. And you're also gonna be a backup at center field, left field, and right field. Jace Bone's gonna be our backup everywhere. So literally wherever you feel like playing that day, Jace, you're just gonna play there. There's some spots I'd like you to play a little bit more, like left. Actually, no, I don't really want you playing left that much. And I actually prefer Johnson to play there instead of Scotty. Cool. So no one's going to DH for Piscotti because he's only doing against righties. Toribio, I'd prefer you to do like every 10th game. Gonzalez, I'd prefer you to do like every 7th. Every 7th at the middle infield spots because you're not the greatest there. And then every 4th at left. Every 7th. And every 4th and left. Every 4th and right. And every 7th and center. So you're just gonna play a little bit more. Joe Gary Jr., can you play infield? No. Okay. And you'll do like every 15th, every 15th game in all outfield spots. Cool. That means Cardenas can be what? You can be like our backup utility infielder. Our backup everything actually. So that'll be that. You'll do 20th. No, well, up to this 8th. You'll do every 10th. Cardenas, you did 7th there, you'll be 4th there. You did 7th, 4th there, you'll be 7th there. 4th, 7th, 7th, 4th, and so on and so forth. So, that'll be that. Willie Joe Gary Jr. is going to be only here for pinch running. Cardenas can be the pinch hitter. Chase Bowen can be the second pinch hitter, and then Brian Servin can be the third pinch hitter. Now to do this pretty much all over again. Actually, we can just do this. Copy depth chart. Paste depth chart. Switch heal. And Cardenas, you're supposed to be playing left. Yeah. Piscotti can still DH. Sure. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then, what do you do well, Daniel Johnson? You can play the corners well. A little bit of center too. 7th, 4th, 7th. Cool. And since you don't have to worry about that, you don't have to worry about that. Dom Nunez could be our best pinch hitter off the bench. And that's going to be that. So I actually drafted players that I wasn't expecting to play in certain positions, like Piscotti at what's it called? What is it called? Oh my god. Piscotti at DH. There we go. Okay, so now to look for extreme ground ballers. Not closer. All relievers. Extreme ground ball. You have terrible control issues. Saucedo. Sure. They took Thunderbar? I was just about to take him. They didn't. What? Is there a starter here? Is there a reliever here? Where did he go? Interesting. Okay. You were here somewhere. You had 60 stuff. I guess he's gone. He just went into the void. Because they took Giovanni Moran and they took Brandon Valenzuela. Were you... No. Brandon... This is... Neither of these guys are the guys I was thinking of. Interesting. Yeah, Cody Frender... Cody F. Where are you? I would like to draft you. Add to default shortlist. Get rid of these. Sure. And then I'm just going to scroll until I see... Actually, no, I'll just go by name. Yeah. Where are you? F. You are not here. Okay. All starters. F. All players. It's because they took someone from the Twins. Okay, I see now. I see now. They picked someone from the Twins. So that means, since there's a 2-player limit... Man, I'm so dumb. Okay. Okay. Now we gotta go with extra, or other ground ballers. I'm gonna pick Angel Felipe. And Brian Matoyer. Even though I said I wasn't gonna take him. I picked TJ Antone. Stephen Jones. And Taylor Scott. And then we need 2 more. I want a lefty. Pick Tim Hill. And Brendan White. And that'll be our Major League bullpen. I kind of want Matoyer to not be our... What the freak? Pitching, sure. Babbitt. Don't show me Babbitt. Show me Case. Avoid Case, sure. Perfect. Pitching. So who do we want to be our closer? Who's got the best stuff? Matoyer, I kind of just want like a middle relief, avoid high leverage, mop-up role. Angel Felipe can be our closer. And Saucedo can be our setup man and our fire guy. Fire putter outer. Brendan White can be our other setup guy and our other fire putter outer. And the rest of these guys can be middle relief. Cool. That works for me. So we have a bunch of ground ballers. Pretty much exclusively ground ballers, except Chris Mott and Latz, I believe. And Poteet and Yarbrough, I guess. But this team is gonna stink. Okay, we still have a couple picks left. I believe we have 4 picks left. So we are just gonna pick young players with some potential. Main view, yes. Get rid of this. Younger players. Jose Nadal. No. 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 Actually, yes. I'll pick Ricardo below. 21. Got some development to do. But you got a chance to make it. Blake Wellston? Probably not. Lester Sosa? Probably not. No. 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 Justin Martinez, yeah. You have no control over any of your pitches, but it's alright. Nope. 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 Sure. DJ Hurst. I feel like everybody's picked up DJ Hurst event at some point. But it is what it is. Okay, and then our last draft pick. I guess we're picking Henry Gonzalez. I think Gustavo Campero. He's 5'6" catcher. Those guys all go to the minor leagues. I don't know where they're gonna go, but they're gonna go to the minor leagues. They're gonna go like Class A. Sure. That works for me. So that's the expansion draft. Probably gonna go pretty in depth in the series. Focus a lot on player development. Hopefully get all these staff members in today. If I could. Simulate a day. They're all here. Perfect. Everybody's here, which means you can go to staff roles. Legendary. 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 Outstanding. Perfect. So that is good. Look at our finances. I don't want to see upcoming information. I want to see Rule 5 eligible players. No, I don't want to see that. Owner goals. That's what I want to see. Actually, no, we're not having no fire mode, so that's fine. No fire mode. I've I've firing turned off, is what I meant to say. So now I gotta go off screen in between episodes and find a bunch of staff to fill out the minor league system. I'm very excited for this playthrough. Hopefully it should go pretty decently, I'm hoping. I am not sure how this is going to go, but I am hoping that it'll be at least a little bit fun for someone out there. So yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.